Hi YouTube, I'm Aiman. Welcome back to one of my auto repair videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the halogen bulbs, which are these lower ones. They are the high and low beams, for a 2004-2009 Toyota Prius, which is also known as second generation. Now, I've seen a lot of videos say that in order to replace the halogen bulbs, that you have to take out this, this component right here, and then try to access it from under here. That is a bit tough to understand, and it's a bit tough to navigate, so I'm going to show you an easier way. Actually, I should say that while this isn't less time consuming, it is less painful. So the easier way would be to remove the headlight entirely. So this is what the headlight looks like. Alright, so now that we have the headlight assembly taken out, it makes it much more easier to see and to do. So we're going to take a look at this section right here. So let me just take the light. You're going to notice that at top here it says top, and that means that towards this side it's going to be facing upwards. And on the bottom you're going to see two notches, one here and one up here, and there's going to be an arrow on this smaller circle right here. So you can see that currently this arrow is being aligned with this notch. So in order to open this, we're going to twist this to the side. So twist this arrow, twist this whole circle so that this arrow is facing here. So let me put this down. So you can hear it click. And now we're able to loosen it. So now it's out of its fitting. And now we're going to be able, right now you could probably just take this out as well. So that's what it looks like. Keep that in mind. And now we're going to be able to get to the heart of it. So this is the actual halogen bulb itself, and when you're dealing with this, you want to make sure to wear gloves that have no contaminants on them. Because when you're dealing with halogen bulb and you put a new halogen bulb in, you want to make sure that there's no contaminants such as sweat on it, so that when you turn the engine on and the light starts to work, because halogen bulbs burn really hot, you don't want it to burn out. So what you want to do next is, in order to take this bulb out, we're going to focus on this U-shaped metal. I forgot what it's called, but this metal-shaped U. And now we're going to press down on it, and you can see from this angle that it looks like a hook. So what you want to do is you just sort of want to get it out of that hook by pressing down on it, sort of like a safety pin actually. And now we're going to be able to take this out. So you can see that this is where we have to, this is where to keep it in. So just flip this out. Now we're going to take out the halogen bulb itself. So I'm going to be really careful with it. That's what the halogen bulb looks like, as opposed to a new halogen bulb. So by the way, the reason that we're replacing the halogen bulb is because we want a brighter beams, and apparently these new ones are supposed to be up to 130% more bright. 5 stars. Okay. Alright, I trust these light manufacturers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a new one. I don't think they're any different, or supposed to be, one is supposed to go to the left and one's supposed to go to the right. I don't think they're any different. So I'm just going to slowly take it out just in case. And so we're going to notice that on the halogen bulb, there are 2 small notches and 1 big notch. And you would also notice that when we took it out, that it had a certain position. Now, usually, the way it should work is that there's going to be a hole at the top. So this big rectangular hole. And it should be on the side with this circle right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to angle this halogen light under this metal. Position it. Okay, so make sure it's in the right place. So we can see that this rectangle is on the same side of the circle. And then we're going to put this, I'm gonna say latch back down. So we're gonna lock it down by pressing down on this U shape and securing it by looping it under this hook. Right now you can see that the halogen bulb is secure. I guess one thing before we continue is that when you look at the halogen bulbs themselves, you can't, it's kind of hard to put them in the wrong orientation, because as you can see, these 2 smaller notches are at a different angle than the bigger notch, you can see that in between both the big and small notch, it's about a 135-degree angle. In between the smaller notches, it's about a 90-degree angle. So it's really intuitive that you can't get this wrong. So now we're going to move on to putting this cap back on. The function of this cap is to prevent any moisture or dust from getting into the halogen bulbs, because if you've ever seen a broken down car, you might have seen that its beams might have some water in them or moisture. And this cap is sort of to prevent against that. Now in order to put it on, we're going to make sure it's facing the right way. So it shouldn't be facing outward like this. It should be instead facing inwards like this. So remember that this arrow pointed towards this notch when we took it out. So we're going to try to make it point towards that notch as we put it in. And in order to put it in, we're going to sort of loop this hole around this halogen bulb. So first we're going to loop it around the halogen bulb. Then we're going to twist this around and try to get it into the notch. After that step, just make sure this is all the way in. So just tuck it in there. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to try to point this arrow towards that other marking. After we point it towards that other marking, we want to get the entire cap into its fitting. So what you want to do is you want to sort of finagle it until it gets in. So there we go. So look at that. So all of it should be within the seams. And then I think that's okay. After this, we might want to make sure that this is still secure. And then now we're going to tighten it back by pointing this arrow back to this marking by twisting it. It's a bit harder with gloves on, probably. So due to this being rubber, it's probably naturally going to be tight. I probably would have, in any other situation, put rubber lubricant on this, but since we don't want it to get on the halogen bulb, don't do that. So right now we're going to try that again. I'm a bit weak right now, and it's a bit cold, so my hands are a bit frozen, but eventually we're going to be able to mark it back to that spot. Just going to push it a bit more. Alright, so I think that's okay. Make sure that this is still in the right position. And that's it. We put the cap back on. And I think now we should be able to put this headlight back into its original spot. Alright, so as always, installation is the reverse of removal. We actually haven't shown removal yet, which we'll do later with the other side. So now we're going to disconnect the, what's it called? The halogen bulbs. So in order to do that, we're just going to pull on it. And the reason why it looks so taken off right now is because earlier I tried to disconnect the bulbs using my hand. And the way we did that was we removed the there was a component right here that we removed, and then I tried to get it under. It shouldn't be like this, but it's going to be closed usually. So if you just simply pull, that's what it looks like. And now we can take this out fully. So just angle it out as you're taking it out. And that's what it looks like. So let's look at it on the floor right here. By the way, we have a carpet so that we don't scratch the headlight. Alright, so you can see what I was trying to do. And I already actually loosened the cap. So originally it's supposed to be in this position. What you want to do is you want to loosen it by switching it to switching the arrow to this position. And then you should be able to take this off and take it off around here. So now you have the cap. Set that aside. We're going to take a look at the bulb itself. So when you open it, it should be in this position. Let me just restart it. Alright, so I already showed you guys how to replace the bulbs, so I'm just going to do it. So first we're going to press this U shape down and then loop it out of the way. Then we're going to take this out. Wait. Loop this out of the way. Take this out. Take our container, put this in here. that down. And now we're going to take our, I'm going to set this down so when I take this out it doesn't fall out. Take this out slowly and gently. Just make sure I don't break it. Alright, so we got that there. Make sure that this hole is facing towards that hole right there. And put it into place. Alright, so now just put this back around. And put this under this hook. And there we go. Now I'm going to put these back so that we don't lose them, even though they're old bulbs. And then we're going to put the cap back. So I already showed you how to do this, so we're probably just going to speed it up. So put this that way. So first you want to loop it around. Okay. Make sure that this is at the end. Make sure all of these go in. On this side, especially. Oh, my glove. Oh, geez. Actually, I can take this off now. Okay, I think we got everything in. Oh, this one still doesn't look like it is. Let me take a screwdriver. Okay, never mind. I just need to fold it a bit. Okay, now it's all in. I'm going to twist it back. Requires a decent amount of strength. There we go. Whew! Alright. So now goes installation, and I already showed you this. Whew, I am really tired right now. Alright, so before we bolt everything up, we're actually going to test if the lights actually work. Now, we probably should have done it before we bolted this in too, but it's too late. We can just do this, we can fix this later if we need to. So now we're going to look at our halogen lights, our beams. See that they're working. If we pull towards us, see that the high beams are also working. I'm Aiman, and I just showed you how to remove and replace the halogen light bulbs the easy way by removing the headlamp. The headlight. Okay, I can't believe I messed that up. But thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and look at other videos on Aiman. I should say this now. It's getting pretty late, and I'm sorry that I stumbled over a lot of words. But like I said, it is getting pretty late, so it's a good time to end this. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, look at videos on Aiman, especially the Toyota Prius videos, because we're doing a lot of videos on the Toyota Prius recently. We've actually done a lot of videos on the cooling system of the Toyota Prius. It was a doozy. So I'll see you there, and for now, signing out. Peace and good night.